What's up, guys? Sorry it's been a while. This is part 2 of the video. If you didn't watch part 1, make sure to watch that. And also, I feel comfortable making this video now because I finally made a video on why this results-based tier list is the way it is rather than it equals skill-based tier list. So no, Kirby doesn't actually beat Pichu plus 2. For an explanation on that, watch my previous video, please. I'm not going to explain myself throughout this video like I did last time because it took way too long to get through only like a dozen characters. So we're going off of a tier list compiled by Reddit like 2 months ago. It's a little outdated at this point, but I just want to be getting through all the characters, generally going from higher tier to lower tier. Greninja is at -1. It's not a great matchup for Kirby because Greninja just kind of outruns Kirby. It can camp Kirby really well. Moves like forward air, we don't have a great answer to, and really it just feels like you're flying through Jello again in this matchup. It's not very fun. It's a little better when you have the power, but it's still not a great matchup. I really wouldn't recommend picking Kirby as a counter pick for Greninja. This time we will be going a little bit faster because I just kind of want to get through a lot more characters, or else this will take like 2 years. Pikachu. Pikachu is similar to Pichu, but just not as good, I guess, because Pikachu does a better job camping you, because if Pichu camps you for too long, then they're at percent that you can kill them. Pikachu, not so much. Basically, the weight gain, everything different about Pichu and Pikachu is sort of helpful in the Kirby matchup. So really, it's still good comparatively, but it's not as good as Pichu is. It's not as good as you would expect. And then we have Shulk. This is an interesting one because of the power. You can get his power and do some absolutely crazy stuff. You can, in Buster mode, you can take him to like 50-60% just like that. And it's pretty good. Man, I'm giving Kirby a lot of +1s, but I really do think that Kirby does pretty well comparatively against these characters. So there you go. We'll put him at a +1 and then keep going. Now, like I said, this should even out to about 0 at the end. So hopefully it does. I didn't really plan it, but we'll see if it ends up doing that. Now, Wario, this one we're going to put it even because this matchup, once you get in on Wario, like when he's like right above you, up tilting, up smashing, like you can anti-air him pretty well. Like he likes neutral airing against other opponents, but like your up tilt beats that out. And basically when he's above you, it can be pretty good. But a lot of times he just can fly through the air so quickly. Basically anyone with a really good airspeed, Kirby doesn't like playing against because you just can't catch up to him. And if the Wario player really wants to, he can just sort of camp you out, get his waft, and then destroy you. So you die very early to that, and there's probably a pretty good amount of setups that work against Kirby for the waft setup, so we're going to put it even. It's about what you would expect. Pokemon Trainer. Now, I'm going to give it one number, and then I'm going to give each of the Pokemon their own. This is kind of a weird one. Overall, if the Pokemon Trainer is playing right, this is not very good. It's not fun to play against, and it really comes down to Ivysaur. Ivysaur is the big one. Where is he at? He is, well, we'll start with Squirtle. I found him earlier. Squirtle's not fun either. But it's hard. Do I want to judge this as if Kirby is just playing them, or if he's playing... No, okay. So the Pokemon Trainer, that's if they're playing Pokemon Trainer and they're playing that well. This, for each of the Pokemon, it's going to be how Kirby would do if he only had to play them. And how would you expect that to happen? So Squirtle's pretty good, but, I mean, it's sort of like a Pichu situation. Sure, you can get juggled and comboed a bit, but at the end of the day, you've got a pretty good amount of kill power, and you can just destroy him pretty early and edgeguard him as well. But usually, what's going to happen is they will switch to Ivysaur. Ivysaur's real bad. I almost want to give this the -2. Also, I forgot to put Snake on the list. I don't know if anyone noticed that. Snake is at -2. I guess I just forgot. There's Snake. We'll put Ivysaur with with Snake because his setups destroy you, and you can die so early. It's not fun, and he can Razor Leaf camp you. He can... Ivysaur destroys us. It's not good. Charizard is... We'll put him around Squirtle because his forward air beats you, his back air can beat you, but you can combo him pretty well that if you had to play just a Charizard, you'd probably do fine. You wouldn't do amazing, but it'd be fine. So now we have Joker. Now this is an interesting one because I really don't know this matchup well. I really don't have a super strong opinion either way. I don't think it's good for Kirby at all, but I don't think he does worse than you would expect him to. So we're going to put it at 0. I really don't have much insight on this matchup because I really don't know a ton about it. I played a bunch of Day 1 Jokers and really haven't played many since, and I even have trouble theory crafting this matchup because a lot of times I win games I feel like I shouldn't win against Jokers and lose games that I think I shouldn't have lost. So it always just feels like a coin flip when I play Joker if I'm going to beat him. I don't really know. So I've lost to some really bad Jokers and beat some really good Jokers. So it's hard to say. I really don't have a super strong opinion one way or the other against Joker. Now Crumb. Crumb is an interesting one because like Lucina, a swordsman obviously, and Kirby generally struggles against swordsmen. But Crumb's recovery is one that you can mess with. So that actually makes the matchup a lot better than Lucina, because Lucina, it's very hard to mess with her recovery. I mean, sometimes you can get a down B off or something while they're up Bing, but like, it's pretty rare that you're going to get into Lucina. It's bad on the ground, but off stage, you win, obviously. We'll put it at even. It's hard. I don't want to give it a +1 because sword characters just in general outrange Kirby and Kirby struggles. But it's better than you would think compared to a sword character. Young Link. Now this one's pretty scary. Now this is an interesting one. It's kind of like Snake, where I feel like in theory I should be losing more than I am. But maybe it's just because I'm not playing many good Young Links. Young Links, if they want to camp you, do it very well. Probably better than Toon Link and Link. Those arrows just are deadly. They're deadly, and setups work from the arrows and boomerang work better against Kirby than they do against most characters. So it's not good. I'm hesitant to give this a -2. So we'll just give it a -1. Rob. Now, again, this is a weird one because Kirby combos Rob so hard. Kirby can bring Rob super high percent very early, but Rob, first off, can camp Kirby. This is a pretty common thing. It's Kirby can combo characters, they can camp them, and that's it. But Rob, the gyro is very scary, but I mean, you can sometimes use it against him. You can get his power, which doesn't matter too much. Put it at 0. It's between 0 and -1. I'm gonna put it at 0 though. Mega Man. Now, for a character with a ton of projectiles, Kirby does surprisingly well against Mega Man. You can get his power and use it as well as he can against you. It's really nice to have. You can do a lot of cool, crazy setups that I never bothered to learn. But this is a good one because Kirby really just can duck under a lot of stuff, and Kirby does really well. I would say that Kirby actually... This might be the first matchup that I think that Kirby wins of all of these. I wouldn't say it's like a definite winning. It's probably even-ish. But Kirby might actually win this by a tiny bit. This might be the first matchup that he actually wins. We're going to put it +2 because I'm really struggling to think of anyone else I would put in +2. Pichu is probably a stronger +2 than Mega Man, but if I'm struggling to think of anyone else I'm going to put that high, so Mega Man is definitely up there in terms of characters I would want to have. But Mega Man is probably the first character that Kirby actually might beat. Kirby can edge guard him decently, better than most of the cast. Duck under the pellets, so you can't get camped by that. In theory, you can inhale some stuff, but I would not really bother with that. and you can combo him surprisingly well. So I don't think you get outcamped by him. His back air is really scary against you. But other than that, there's not a ton you need to worry about. So this matchup actually is pretty good. And now we have Link. Link is another one where once you get in, Link can really struggle. He kind of has a little bit of a rough time landing against you, which might seem weird, but I found that to be true. So while you are susceptible to dying really early to a lot of his stuff, I think that this matchup is pretty solid. I would put this on a normal matchup chart, probably pretty even. So it'll be +1. It's not big enough to be +2, but it is relatively close. It's a pretty solid +1. So now we have Mario. Mario is an interesting one because I personally struggle with this matchup much more than everyone else, it seems. Mike Kirby was nearly able to take down Anti's Mario. He made him switch characters. Komoda, he beat Ally. And I can barely beat any type of online Mario. I struggle with this matchup personally. And like I said, this is going to be from my opinion, not everyone else's opinion. And I think this is bad for Kirby. I really do. I think if the Mario knows the matchup and knows when he can up B and knows what combos are true and what are barely not true and what he can get out of, it's really bad. Like, I know Marios that know the Kirby matchup. I give the example Smasher 1001. He, later in the tournament, beat Komoda with Mario. He is a Mario that knows the matchup. He had beaten me every single time we've played. I've only taken one game off of him. He has taken like 9 sets off of me with Mario. He knows the Kirby matchup. And if you know the Kirby matchup, you're going to be beating Kirby. And that's why I think it's -1. Mario just can juggle you hard. He can edge guard you better than most. You can't combo him well. He gets out of a lot of combos. I mean, if you are playing against someone playing very predictably, who likes to neutral air to end the combo, you can shield it, spot dodge it, or up tilt to anti-air him, and you can deal with him. But I think that if they are playing the matchup well, you're gonna struggle. And that's what I found, at least. Yoshi! Aha! Yoshi! Classic Yoshi. Now, I have always struggled with Yoshi, and I think I've gotten better at the matchup, but not that much better at the matchup. It's really bad. Yoshi in the air just flies all around you. He kills you off the top early. He kills you off the side early. He can dunk you. He can edge guard you. He can throw eggs and camp you. He beats you in the air. You might beat him on the ground a little bit, but it's not good. You want to play this matchup a lot more grounded than most, but this matchup is bad. It's real bad. I could put it -1, but I don't know who else I'll put at -2, so he's going to go in -2 because I hate this matchup. I hate this so much. In theory, if they know the matchup, it's not going to be going well for Kirby. So next up, we have Marth. Now, as tempted as I am to put Marth even lower than Lucina, I don't think he is even close to as bad as these three. So we'll put him right next to Lucina, because with Swordsman, it's not good for Kirby, but with Marth specifically, the range you kind of like being at is just outside of tipper range. So if you miss space a little bit and try and just evade his hits and try and bait and punish, but mess up a little bit, you're going to be getting tippered and dying very early. I find myself dying so often to Marth tippers. Maybe it's just because I'm playing the matchup wrong. But I would actually much rather play a Lucina than I would a Marth, despite Lucina being a little bit higher on the tier list. And then we have Nass. Another weird one because Nass can beat you in the air pretty well. Back air can kill you really early. Up air can kill you really early. He can sometimes get an edge guard on you with his down smash, with his yo-yo, which can be very scary. It'll kill you super early. But outside of that, Kirby does okay. Kirby's back air is pretty solid in this matchup. I use it a lot. I can catch his landings pretty well if he's not mixing it up too well. And I can edge guard him pretty hard. So this matchup ends up being bad for Kirby, but I don't think it's that bad where it's unwinnable. it's probably actually right around where you would expect. So Kirby is able to deal with Nass pretty decently, but it's not good. It's not like I want to play against a Nass. I mean, I never want to play against a Nass. But you can edge guard him pretty well, and if you're able to catch his jump, a lot of times I like waiting right before he jumps, right when he jumps, catch him with a back air. If he's able to mix that up with his down B and stuff, he'll probably be okay and air dodge back to the ledge because his air dodge is like half the stage. Then he'll be okay, but I mean, if you can catch on to how they're recovering, you can probably kill him pretty early. And I think I have to end there because I am done with high tiers. I will do mid tiers and low tiers and bottom tiers in the next few videos. So let me know what you think. Like I said, if you are confused by this tier list, make sure to watch my other video because I explain exactly my thought process behind it. And I didn't mean for this to happen, but it does seem to be averaging out pretty well to 0. Like I've got a few -2s and +2s, bit of +1s, bit of -1s, and then a decent amount of 0s as well. They're all averaging out pretty well. I didn't mean for that to happen. I didn't even really notice until just now. But yeah, it's working out pretty decently. We'll see how the rest of the cast goes from here. Thank you guys for watching. I know it took a really long time to get this video out, and I should be hopefully getting the next few videos out in the next few weeks. Hopefully within a month this will be done. By then, Hero might even be out, so I'll have to change some stuff up. Who knows, maybe we'll get a patch that shakes everything up and I'll have to redo the entire thing. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe, leave a like on the video, do all that stuff that you guys do on the YouTubes. Thank you again for watching. Peace.